Bro, it's crazy because I'm coming there expecting a party, and the door opens, and it's Janet, and she's basically in a robe, but it's completely obvious that she's nude underneath. And she kind of just opens the door with this big inviting smile. Hey, how you doing? And I'm like, because listen, man, we live in a time with filters, and every woman can make themselves look attractive and beautiful on social media and stuff like that. But when you see a woman like Miss Ventura, and she looks flawless, man. It's like, it's a wow factor, you know? So opening the door to that stunning of a woman was like, what is this? And I, like, she's naked, right? So you can tell she's naked. So she's like, come on in, and I'm heading on in, you know?
Okay, so you come in the room, and there's someone else in the room.
No.
At that point, no.
No.
Just her.
So it's a suite, right? So she brings me in, and she takes me straight to the living room. And the living room is darkly lit, it's dim. And then what was weird about it is every piece of furniture was covered in sheets. So I look around, I have like a little mini freak out because I think I just watched this movie called American Psycho. And when he used to bring people into his house to kill him, he used to cover all his furniture. So I'm like, yo, what's about to happen? But whatever, I regained my composure, and we stopped in front of a bathroom, and so I immediately asked, I still think I'm gonna dance, right? So I say, do you want me to change here? So she immediately explains, look, I don't want you to dance. Actually, while you're here is me and my husband, we like to create a sexy scene. So she starts explaining to me that she wants me to change into underwear or a towel, and then she points to two of the couches, and she said, we're gonna sit on those couches, you're gonna sit here, I'm gonna be here, and we're gonna put baby on and create like a sexy environment, and at some point, my husband's gonna come out and watch.
Okay, so how much baby oil was around at this point?
So the baby oil, ironically, by the couches, there were like bowls, and the bowls were filled with warm water, and there were just big bottles of baby oil just placed in the bowl. So
okay.
I want to say it was 2 to 3 bottles of baby oil, but the big ones, the thirst busters.
Okay. All right, so you start putting the baby oil on at this point?
Yeah, so I go in the bathroom, change to the towel, I come out, she's in the robe, so she takes her robe off, I'm in my towel, and we're both first individually oiling each other. And then it leaves, I'm oiling myself, she's oiling herself, then we start oiling each other. And then there's some sort of like, masturbation, like I'm masturbating, she's masturbating, we're creating this sexual environment. And at some point, shortly after that started, her husband walked into the room.
Okay. Now, this husband that walks in the room was a black male.
Black male.
Who was only wearing a veil on his face?
Yes. So he walks into the room. Now, one part that I left out is part of the instructions initially was in creating these scenes, when her husband came in, we were not supposed to acknowledge him at all. I was supposed to act like he's not there, don't look at him, don't talk to him, try my best to just make believe he's not in the room. So even when he walks in, I have to look at him from my peripherals, but I'm gonna look, right? Because I never been in a situation that's kind of odd. So he does walk in nude, I can kind of see, but then when it gets to his neckline, it's like I think they call it a burqa, like the Muslim women wear it, and you can only see the eyes.
Okay. So you got this naked guy in the room with you. You don't know who it is, though.
I have no idea.
He's not talking or anything else like that at this point?
Not at this point. He just comes in. I notice in his hands a purple top. So I use Astroglide so I can kind of make out he had Astroglide. Mm-hmm. And across the room, there was like a table with a chair. So he kind of sat at the table in the chair, and he sat there, and he would get up and kind of walk side to side and pace side to side, which you could tell he was trying to get better visual angles.
Okay. What happens next?
With the visual angles, he would start giving very subtle directions. But it was just more or less on viewing. Like the room was candlelit, so he would at times get her attention and tell her, "Hey, move the candle to the left, move the candle to the right, turn your body this way." And he never spoke directly to me, but it could be instructions for me to turn my body, for me to get in different positions. And so this went on about 20, 25 minutes. Eventually, he just got up and left the room. That was kind of like a cue for her to follow him. She left the room, and then she just came back and was like, that was great. It was perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Like, we're good. But then she asked me, do I want to finish? You know? And so me finishing is referring to me having an orgasm. But honestly, man, with the environment and stuff, I'm kind of uncomfortable. So I declined. Like, I went the high road. Like, professionally, like, look, if you guys are happy, I'm happy. It's not about my needs. As long as everything is good, cool. And she accepted that. I stood up, and she handed me $1,200. And that was in addition. I didn't mention when I first got there, prior to changing, the first thing she did was handed me $800. And after everything was over, it was an additional 12. So I ended up with $2,000 for like a 20-minute baby oil massage. So it was a win for me.